Hi, CMattDye here. Hopefully you're having an awesome day. I want to talk about the top 5 cryptos of the week. And let's get into talking about volume. For those people who are saying volume is not going out of the CNFT market, the people who are selling projects to buy Econos and Cornucopias are blowing smoke up your butt. It is definitely going out. And if you saw last week, you could see the volume was pretty low compared to this, and now it's just dropping. Why is that? Well, we are near a bottom of the crypto markets, at least in my opinion, we are. Obviously, do your own research, stuff like that. But my opinion, that's why. People usually get the most scared when it's time to actually be a buyer or get close to being a buyer. People get most fearful when it's time to be a buyer. People get most greedy when it's time to probably start selling. But anyway, we can see this clearly. The volume has just dropped out. And you can see over here, like in December, November of last year, volume was just ugly and stagnant. And then we can see over here in August, volume was terrible. And this is when the data first started being collected, or whatever. And now we can see this really falling off here. It's really falling off. There's still a lot of good things in the CNFT market, so I'm not trying to say doom and gloom. I'm not trying to say that at all, but facts are facts. Obviously the volume is terrible, so we do have to address it. If we look at month over month, volume is down again. If we look at week over week, volume is down. Asset sales are down. Sales in general are down. Day over day, it's lower. So, yes, it is lower. So, what are the bright spots? Okay, glad you asked. Well, a lot of people are getting into blue chip projects. So, let's get into the top 5. We have pitches at Clay Nation. That's big. Clay Nation just released their clay paper on the 14th. The video I just released, I actually recorded it yesterday. I just haven't uploaded it. So I say 2 days ago. It actually would be 3 days ago. But pitches by Clay Nation, they're being propped up, but they have a very strong catalyst, and they are a blue chip. A lot of people are calling them blue chips now just because they have so much, and they have the biggest collab partner in crypto, which is Snoop Dogg. Then Boss Cat Rocket Club, they are a big project. They're probably going to dip below 1,000, probably into that 800 to 1,000 range. That 800, 900 range would be perfect to buy in, but they're a big project. SpaceBudz, the OG project on Cardano. And then Melting Moonboy is a new project that just minted. I do have some reservations about it. I'm going to talk about that. But let's get into it. Let's talk about Cornucopias. So Cornucopias minted, looks like on the 3rd of June. And then they started to bounce around. They were on our top 5 list last week. And Cornucopias, this isn't just a new mint. Cornucopias has been around. Cornucopias launched their coin Copy on Binance, and now they're porting it over to Cardano. Not sure how that process is going, but it seems like it's doing okay. I know the token's doing really well. I know a lot of people who talk about it. Also, their bubble jets and javelins, they're doing pretty okay. I know some people who bought into the land sale. They did price it kind of greedy, but they price everything kind of greedy in my opinion. But they have a lot of hype around them, and I'm pretty sure they're going to come out with something. And beyond that, who knows. But I was talking about last week a floor around 100 to 150. You can see that it actually popped up, and it's actually trying to hold some levels. 100 to 150 is an area that I would be looking at if it came down. Not a bad place to buy, just because the market we're in now, I don't really want to buy anything over 200. However, if it does go over 200 and start supporting and then pushing, it could go for a little run. So just saying. But that's what I would look for Cornucopias. They're a good project. They have a lot of people behind them. The all-time high sell, 53,000. That was the legendary land. And I'm not quite sure if they even showed where the land is. I'm assuming maybe they did, because 53,000 ADA is a lot. But they do have a lot of money, a lot of hype, a lot of attention, and a strong community behind them. So, Cornucopias. Next, Clay Nation. Pitches at Clay Nation. And this is, Bake Nation, Sonic Village, and Underworld. So this is all three. All-time high sell was 15,000 ADA. So that's nothing to scoff at. I was talking about over here, you want it to look as close to 300 as possible, ideally 250, and it went below it briefly over here in April. And then it looks like you had a couple sells over here around 200 to 250. And then I don't know what this is. That's a flaw. There's no way people are selling land for 1.8 ADA. That doesn't make sense. So this has to be a flaw right here. There's a error. But, land is doing pretty good. You're going to get 5,000 clay tokens with pitches. It's a one-time 5,000, which is a good amount. It's a very, very good amount. If you think about it, a clay bud season 1 at 1250 is the floor right now. You're going to get 1250 per year, so 7,500. And for 470, you're getting 5,000. Clay bud season 2, clay fellas are good deals also, but that's a different topic for a different story. I do have a video about that if you want to check it out. But anyway, pitches at Clay Nation are doing very, very well. 470. If it can hold over 400 and just chop around up here and then start to take off, that would be a beautiful sign. And I think that actually can happen. Yeah, we're in a terrible market and it's kind of bad. Now, if it gets below 400, that what I just said is kind of off the table because it got below 400. If it can hold above 400, it can start doing stuff. But I do think the crypto market is going to come down again. The CNFT space is a little different and it trades in a bubble, but the volume is leaving. However, it is going into blue chip projects, and eventually, and I think it's sooner rather than later, new mints aren't going to be popping off like they are right now. So my speculation, of course, but watch 400. If it stays above it for a little bit, it can start to take off. If it gets below it, then we're going to watch 300 to 350. I don't think it goes below that if it even gets to that. So that's what I'm watching on pitches. Wish I could be a little more detailed, but that's best I got. Boss Cat Rocket Club is the next one, and they have a 1,000 floor price right now. They've been on this chart for the past few weeks. 150,000 all-time high sell. It's a strong project. A lot of people behind it. There's a DAO behind it, Boss DAO. Not the same people, but I think there were just Boss Club fans, Boss Cat Rocket Club fans. They owned some NFTs, and they formed a DAO, and they bought a bunch of them. I think they own 100 of them. But you have them, and then you have a strong community, and they're going to prop prices up. I do think 800 to 1,000 could be seen, but I don't think it goes below 800. If it does, whatever. I'm wrong sometimes. I'm a human, but that's what I'm looking for: 800 to 1,000. So that is interesting. That is Boss Cat Rocket Club. Next is SpaceBudz. That is the OG project on Cardano. All-time high sell, 510,000 ADA. That's huge. So I'm still 5,000, 5,500. I'm still thinking that's going to be the buy. That's going to be where we're at. And right now with ADA so low, you can get a SpaceBudz for very inexpensive. So, let's say 5,000, you get a SpaceBudz for 2,500 bucks. Well, what if it does actually come down 4,500 ADA when ADA's at 30 cents? Now, it's kind of crazy. It makes you think a little bit, but that's a little bit crazy. So, SpaceBudz, definitely a good deal here. 5,000, 5,500 is what I'm looking at. But, we'll see what it does do here. It's saying over here that one was sold for 38 ADA. I think that's probably a flaw in the data. Over here it says one was sold for 0. That doesn't make sense. I think Open CNFT needs to get their act together because a lot of this data is false. So the blue line is pretty spot on, but this line here doesn't always, like up here probably makes sense. Some one was sold for 5,300. The floor was actually around 5,950. That kind of makes sense. But one for 0 ADA, come on guys. But anyway, it is what it is. Open CNFT is the best we got right now. Next, melting Moonboy. This one is a little sketchy. 2,000 ADA all-time high sell. You definitely have people who believe in it and people who are buying it. And what I want to talk about, so there's no smart contract right now, which doesn't make any sense because there's about 38% of them on the market. And then here you have a wallet for 2,027 assets. So I don't know what's going on. I think it's a mess up with Open CNFT. We saw over here, yeah, get out of here. So I think this is the JPEG smart contract wallet, but it's not showing up over here. They did just mint. So it could be, 24 hours hasn't been gone yet, so it didn't update. But they're showing whale wallets. So I think this is the JPEG wallet. 2,027 assets out of 5481, but I don't know. So this kind of makes me want to stay away from the project. I don't really know anything. I don't want to spread anything, but Open CNFT is having problems. I'm pretty sure this is the smart contract wallet. So if anybody has any information, throw that in the comment section below. I have a friend in this project. I didn't know it until today. So I don't really know anything about the project. The art actually looks kind of cool. I like this little pirate patch here and the pirate hat. The I guess you call it a do-rag, but the pirates who were not captains wore these as well. So, the art's actually pretty cool looking. So it would be nice to see them do well. You can see that they minted, the listing was up here at 98, and then it came down to 67, and now it's coming back off again. It's at 81 at the moment. So it's trying to find itself. And you can see it says minimum sell at 0.262468. There's no way that happened. I'm 100% sure that did not happen. That's why I think this is a smart contract wallet over here, and JPEG. I think they get this data from CNFT Jungle. I'm not exactly sure, but Open CNFT is really messing up. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to assume this is a smart contract wallet here. So I think this is going to base around a little bit. Right now, 67 is our all-time floor. So if it holds above 50, I'd be okay with that. If it holds above 60, holds above 67 would be even better. But it's going to base around and try to find itself. I think anywhere between 50 and 100 is good if you like this project. I've never been in their Discord. You do have a lot of people who do have over 2. And then you have 26 people who have over 11. And you have 7 people that have over 20. So you do have some believers in this project. 723 only have 1. But that's 355, 371, 370, 8. So you have quite a few people who do believe in this project, and it is looking okay so far. You know, the floor is fine. It's going to base around a little bit. I don't know where they meant it at, but you know, anywhere between 50 and 100 would be okay if you like the project. Now get in their Discord and ask them questions and stuff like that, and you know, maybe find out why this is showing over here rather than over here. And that's probably a question for JPEG Store actually, or OpenCNFT directly. I don't know if they even have a Discord. I don't think they do. But anyway, that's what I'm looking at with that. Now let me talk about what I actually did this week. I bought another seal. I got some mutant mice. I got into Boss Dow. I listed my clay, but then I delisted him later on. I sold an aqua farmer, bought another seal. There's my entry to Boss Dow. I unlisted some horses. I sold a salmon trophy. I sold a founder card. And let's go over here. I unlisted my clay over here, like I said. I unlisted some horses. I sold a old money HPK. I bought a Steel Society Starship. This is Retro Alien Starships. It's a collab they did. I did buy another mouse. This is the gold skin, and listed a couple more items. So that's what I did. I do believe in the mutant mice a lot, and their floor is rising. Their floor went up to about 170, came back down the other, like 2 days ago, to 100 or 104, and now it's back up to 160. So the mutant mice are doing very, very well. I'm definitely impressed with them. I like how their system is, and their team is just grinds. I think that's where the CNFT space is going right now, is a lot of your blue chips or projects that are seen as possible blue chips. You know, so you're going to have like the Ape Society, Chode Kongs, clays, you know, mostly clays, you know, SpaceBudz, Dead Pixels would be one. You know, so you're going to have Boss Cat. So you're going to have these big established projects that money's going to start flowing into. The ADA is going to start flowing in. People are going to start buying. And that's probably going to be in the next, you know, many weeks, because right now there's people are still minting a lot of things, and a lot of this volume that went out is going to start coming back into those established projects. You know, why is that? Well, usually you get into established projects when the market is iffy. When the market's doing well, usually you get into newer projects. And I know when the market was coming down, the newer projects many weeks ago were doing really, really well. And that's because the CNFT space doesn't move the same way that the overall crypto market moves. You know, you have to look at everything. Everything's interrelated. Everything is linked. So anyway, that's a little bit about that. I don't want to make the video too long, but hopefully you enjoy it. You got something out of it. Just know that, you know, volume is kind of dismal right now. The projects that are doing well are the projects that are doing well, and the established ones are going to be taking the majority of the ADA, in my opinion. So with that, if you like the video, throw a like. If not, throw a dislike. I appreciate the feedback. Have a great, great rest of your day. I'll see you around the crypto markets. Take care.